everyone and welcome to today's video. It's called A Small Touch and it's TsukiYamaKageHina Fluff. It's also the next part in the Little Gestures Monday series. It doesn't belong to the official timeline and has Omegaverse elements in this. At this point, greetings to Melissa who requested a video like this a lot. This is only the beginning. I will definitely do something bigger in detail in the future, but for now, enjoy this little short one shot. Hinata groaned quietly as he sat up. At 7 months along, his belly was noticeably swollen and he glared at their alphas every chance he got, complaining about back pain. There was rarely any heat behind it, but it left them rushing to tend to their omega's every wish nonetheless. Yamaguchi snorted out laughter at any panic glance the tallest threw at the ginger whenever he threatened to come for their throats for getting him into this position. To their defense, the smaller was much more fierce than what the press gave him credit for. The green-haired snuck up from behind and gently placed his arms around Hinata, leaning over the back of the couch to nuzzle his nose into the orange curls. He hummed as the scent of sunflowers filled the room, only slightly altered by a milky note mixing with the rest and exposing the growing life he carried under his heart. How are you feeling, Sho? Tired. He whined and leaned into the touch of his mate. Yamaguchi chuckled softly, closing his eyes as he rested his chin on the smaller's head. Are they causing you problems? Shoyo hummed in agreement, his hands subconsciously finding his stomach as he started to caress it gently. They could have stayed like this forever, just enjoying each other's company, but suddenly, Hinata froze and sat up slightly. He looked down at where his hands rested on his stomach before excitedly turning his head, his eyes sparkling with awe. Quick, they're kicking, you can feel it! Yamaguchi's eyes widened and he rushed around the couch as fast as he could, only slowing down when he kneeled before the other. He slowly reached his hands out to place them next to Hinata's. The ginger guided them to where he felt the movement of their pup, and Yamaguchi escaped a barely concealed squeal as he felt it. Something so tiny kicked against the inside of the omega's belly, against his hand. He almost couldn't believe it. All these months of prepping, all the doctor's visits and the ultrasounds, it was all real. Hinata was carrying their child, a tiny version of himself and their alpha. It was so unfathomable, sounded so abstract before, but here he was feeling the very proof of their bond just beneath his fingertips. Tears pricking the corners of his eyes as he chuckled wetly, looking up at his mate. He barely noticed until Hinata reached out a hand to wipe them away. I can't believe it. It's real. The smaller laughed, looking at him amused. Oh, believe me, it's real. I have weeks of nausea to show for that. Yamaguchi laughed again, leaning forward to place a tender kiss on his belly. You are incredible, Sho. I love you. Hinata's throat suddenly tightened and he choked out a noise of protest as his eyes started to get glossy. Stop that. Pregnancy hormones, you can't just... He complained weakly as the first tears fell, and this time it was Tadashi's turn to wipe them away. Sorry. He smiled. Suddenly, the door opened, and from the hallway echoed the bickering of their beloved alphas as they heaved the bags of groceries inside. I did not. You couldn't even find... They froze mid-arguing as they entered the room, finding the air heavy with pheromones and quickly searching for the source. It took mere seconds until their eyes zeroed in on the two omegas huddled up by the couch, tears staining their faces. Another second ticked by until the bags landed forgotten and discarded on the floor and the alphas were rushing over, their faces a display of quickly changing emotions from shock to utter terror as they panicked at the sight. What happened? Are you okay? Is something wrong with Sho? Are you in pain? Tsukishima fired the questions at him rapidly as they both positioned themselves to either side of the omegas, protective pheromones filling the air spiked with anxiety. Shoyo, please, are you alright? The ginger huffed, clearly torn between feeling annoyed and doting over their alpha's overprotective nature. It has gotten so much worse ever since they got the confirmation that he was pregnant, particularly since they could smell it on him. I'm fine. He crossed his arms, not sparing either of them a glance. But the baby kicked. The room filled with silence and a heartbeat, and suddenly their eyes focused on Yamaguchi's hands and the smallest stomach. The baby kicked. He repeated, smiling widely and feeling a new wave of tears threaten to break the frail barriers as the overwhelming joy took him hostage. The baby... He nodded, and Hinata, finally having enough of all this, promptly sat up, reaching for Tsukishima's and Kageyama's hands and pulling them down to his stomach as well. They stumbled a little and froze. Kageyama looked like he had burned himself and tried to pull away again as soon as his hand touched the close-covered skin, but Hinata held him in place. You can touch it. I'm not made of glass. He pouted, and whatever protest had assembled at the back of Kageyama's throat died on his tongue as his belly extended slightly again with another small series of kicks against his stomach from the inside. Their alphas, just like Tadashi before, were speechless. Hesitantly, Kageyama caressed the area before simply climbing onto the couch beside the omega and hiding his face in his neck, placing soft kisses on the soft spot beneath his jaw and silently thanking him for everything. Hinata giggled and weakly fought Kageyama's sudden display of affection. However, every attempt at escape was fruitless as Tsukishima hugged him from the other side. Thank you. His voice was choked and he gulped. Thank you for everything. Stop! Not you too. I'm gonna cry again. They laughed together, and soon their cuddling pile dispersed as the very baby they were gushing over so much demanded food quite frankly, and Hinata wholeheartedly agreed. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I hope you liked it. This was a little bit of an unusual Little Gestures Monday, but I still loved it so much and writing it and the possibilities with Omegaverse. If you liked it, consider leaving a like and consider subscribing so you won't miss out on anything in the future. And tell me in the comment if you have other ideas for the Little Gestures Monday series, if you want more Omegaverses, if you liked it or not. I'm so excited. Oh, and your favorite quote under the pinned comment. Also, as always, special thanks to my nerdy neckos. I love you so much. You really support this channel a lot. Check out my other social media and check out other videos in the end card. I heard they were quite good. Yes. Now have a wonderful and amazing day. Bye.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.